show about sports by people who love sports. Welcome to Sports Isolated. Here's your host, Callum Duck. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Sports Isolated. Today on the show, we're chatting with Pathways Officer at Softball SA, Ben Lucas. Ben, how are you, mate?
Good, Callum. Thanks for having me today.
Nah, no worries. It's going to be a great insight for myself. I don't know a whole lot about softball, but I'm sure we can educate the viewers at home and obviously try and get some people to start playing when the seasons come around in the summer. So do you mind telling us about your career pathway and how you ended up working at Softball SA?
Sure. So I studied sport health and physical activity at Flinders with you, Callum.
Yes.
And from there I sort of finished that. I went on to my masters, but I applied for the role when it first came out and was unsuccessful. And so the feedback I got was that I hadn't been involved in the program before, so took that on board and went and did the program the next year. And then it turns out that the position became available again, and they told me that, and somebody recommended it to me, and so I reapplied, and this time got it, thankfully.
Yeah, so how long have you been involved with Softball South Australia in your current role?
I started in November, so only a couple of months really, not very long at all, still fresh.
Yeah, so what is the current pathway for people who want to get into softball and then obviously go to higher honours, looking at representing, the state and potentially the country as well? So what's the current pathway for players at the moment?
So we get a lot of ours through the school system, so a lot will come and play SAPSASA, and then from there we'll come to clubs. So basically we start with clubs, and the youngest is under 12s at the moment, and then they can kind of work their way through under 14s, 16s, 18s. We have our Dragons program, which is the big part of my job, which is our junior development program, where we take basically the kids from club level and try to improve their skills throughout the off-season, ready for state trials in September, October. And then from there, they can go away if they make the state team and play at national championships against all the other states. And from there, if they're good enough, they'll get picked in Australian squads and potentially go to World Championships. And at the moment, we've got one member in the squad for the Olympics, which is really exciting for us.
Yeah, that's definitely fantastic for South Australian softball. So, Ben, what are some challenges that Softball SA face at the moment? Obviously, COVID-19's pretty serious at the moment, but in terms of, obstacles that, a lot of smaller sporting organisations have to overcome, what are some of the challenges that you're facing?
Well, for us, I guess at the moment we're pretty lucky with the COVID-19 situation. We're in our off-season, so at the moment people can't really train, but we managed to get the majority of our season in, and hopefully our season will start again on time. As one of the smaller sports, we sort of struggle with the finance. So a lot of our funding comes externally, so trying to get partners and people to buy into the sport is really tough compared to your football, netball, soccer, who have big partners, big people sponsoring it. That's where we struggle a lot, and that's our problem. So we're trying to be as cost effective to still give our members the best possible experience they could have, really.
Yeah, speaking from my own experiences at Badminton SA, finances are something that we've struggled with, and a lot of the smaller sporting organisations are really struggling with that. Obviously, bigger sports have, obviously a larger governing body, AFL, Cricket Australia, pump lots of money into their junior programs, and obviously allow for those participation numbers to be sky high. For people who want to start playing softball, where can they begin? Where can they go and find more information?
If you want to know more information, head straight to the Softball SA website. If not, just Google clubs in your area. Like, we've got plenty of Adelaide clubs. We've got clubs up in the hills, in the Riverland, out Northern Districts area. So we're all over the state. Gambier's got teams. So we capture the whole state. So if you want to play, just get online and have a look. It's so easy with the internet these days. And if not, I'm sure if you know somebody who knows someone. Adelaide's a small place.
Yeah, so with COVID-19 being a serious issue in society, how are Softball SA operating at the moment? Obviously, a lot of businesses are going to be using digital platforms, Zoom's being obviously quite popular. So can you sort of tell us how your work life has transitioned from about a month ago to now?
Yeah, it's been very quick. So I only being part time, I was in the office 3 days a week, and now I'm working from home 3 days a week. So it's cut out a lot of travel for me, which has been good, so I can get more work done. But every day we have 2 Zoom meetings just to touch base with the staff. It's been very hard in my role specifically because off seasons when I do a lot of my work. We run our off-season Dragons program in that time, and so normally we're face-to-face. We see the kids 2-3 times a week, and right now we're not allowed to do that. So we're just trying to be a bit innovative. We're putting things in place online so that we can deliver it via video, via chat. We're basically having it all in one place online. And it's been a bit of a challenge, but I think we're getting there, and it's a really exciting time. I was saying the other day to a few people, we all have these thoughts and ideas about what we want to do, and this COVID situation's kind of forced our hand. So it's been a really exciting transition, I think, for at least my role.
Yeah, so as you said at the start of the show, you're doing your Masters in High Performance at the moment at Australian Catholic University. So how is your experience doing that degree? Obviously related to your role, and obviously you're working with the junior athletes that are coming through. So what's their program looking like at the moment as well, without the face-to-face access?
So we haven't started the program yet. It'll start next week, so we're just getting the final touches on. But my experience through my Masters, I guess it's taught me a lot about the people management, because the high performance sport degree is a lot about the sport and the organisation as a whole. It's specific in the way that it's about the leadership and managing the people. So that's the experience I've brought to the role, and trying to just bring in a few cultural things, because softball, we've sort of struggled with a few cultural issues in the past, so we're trying to build that in at an early age. So a lot of these kids are already on their iPads, on their phones, on their laptops, so we thought we'd target them through the use of the digital technology to get this program across, which is really exciting for us.
Yeah, so any particular plans for the future, things that you're looking to implement in your role probably in the next, potentially 1 to 2 years?
Yeah, definitely. We're trying to integrate the past, what we've done with this program, and now with this online component, we're trying to integrate the two in the future. So this is almost our test run for the digital platform to see what works, what doesn't work, so that moving forward next year, hopefully when everything's back to normal, we can go, right, this is what works, this is what didn't work. We know what's worked in the past with the physical side of it, so then we can kind of integrate the two and hopefully have a really awesome program.
For yourself, what's the future look like? You're finishing, obviously, your online degree, and what are you looking to get into down the line?
Look, I just love working with people. I hate sitting behind a desk all the time, looking at my laptop. I know it's essential work, but I love working with people. So anywhere, even if I'm working with junior athletes, senior, I love just being with the people and working with them, whether it be elite, sub-elite, amateur. I just like to see people get better. So that's sort of where I see my role, whether particularly in the strength and conditioning space, the physical preparation. I really love that type of role, and I find it really challenging and exciting. So that's sort of where I see myself in the future.
Cool. Ben, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a great insight for myself and hopefully the viewers at home about the state of softball here in South Australia. Thank you very much to those of you who are watching at home. Please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next video.